Welcome to Say Your Brother, your weekly podcast, black owned podcast, by the way. I am your host, RJ,
And I'm your homeboy, JQ.
and welcome to Sincerely Your Brother.
Okay.
All right, man, we got some really good topics
Yes, we
for
do.
today's
Yes, we
show,
do.
man.
Yes,
We got some
do.
really good topics. The first one we gonna go with, we kind of do a semi wrap up of the George Floyd case, man.
Yes, yes.
So first, let's talk about the charges that Mr. Derek Chauvin. So, second degree unintentional murder, third degree murder, second degree manslaughter.
And he got found guilty on all three.
All three counts. And I heard that they're trying to go back to an incident in 2017 dealing with him too. I
Really?
believe I heard that off of NBC News.
Okay.
Mentioned that.
All right.
They may go back and try to charge him with some other crimes back in some years ago.
What was that feeling when you heard that he was charged on all three?
Honestly, it's gonna sound bad to say, but I was surprised. The reason why I was surprised is because usually in these situations, somehow someone figures out a way to justify the shooting or the killing, or just somehow they magically get off because of some legal snafu or something.
Yeah. Me personally, I was surprised and happy, but then also I was like, damn, he finna spend 80 years in jail. 80 years,
So I think,
which he deserves, because nobody needs to die. Even if George Floyd was in the wrong, he still deserves his day in court.
right.
You know what I mean? And no amount of money that the Minnesota give the family, it doesn't bring George back.
It does. It does not. It does not. I think they said the maximum term was 40 years.
No, so so what happened was, the manslaughter hold 10 years and $2,000 fine. The second degree murder hold 45 years, and then the third degree murder hold 20 years.
Oh, okay.
Well, 25 years.
25 years. Okay.
So it's gonna be a estimate of 80 years, but they do that thing where you only gotta serve like half of your time.
Time served or something like that.
Yeah. So really, all he gotta do is 40 years. Like,
Yeah.
and then he'll be up for parole type situation like that.
So, and going to that, kind of piggybacking off of the George Floyd thing, I think sometimes, now this is just him, what his charges are, so it isn't necessarily, nobody knows how much time he's actually going to serve yet until he goes to sentencing. I mean, because he could wind up negotiating like 15 years or something like that.
No, they made the conviction is the conviction.
Yeah, I mean, he can be convicted, but I mean, if he gets a good enough appeal or something like that, it's just like, just because you get convicted, now you got to see what the terms that you will serve.
Yeah,
so I think
you could take a deal after you get in jail.
So I think that once I'll feel fully okay and fully happy about the situation once we get past sentencing, like knowing how long he has to be in there.
Now I'm gonna say this, and this might be a little controversial. They gonna rape that man.
Oh my god!
like he's going to, like. Can you imagine? Say if you in the penitentiary doing life of murder, and you see Shauman's. What would you do?
I mean, he's probably gonna get beat up, but what's probably gonna happen is he's gonna be in protective PCRs, for his own safety. They're not finna put him in general public. For one, he's a former cop.
Okay,
so
yeah, that's true.
He's not gonna be nowhere in GP. They're gonna probably put him in PC and probably be in a one-man sale somewhere. Because he would get that's like putting the fish in the pool of sharks. You know what I mean?
Oh man, that would be rough. That'd be a rough life.
It would be a rough life for him. It's gonna be rough for him out of the way.
Yeah,
but he'll definitely be in PC. So now, piggybacking off of something being controversial, let's talk about the Dante Wright situation.
Oh man, that's a sad situation.
It's sad, but so I think we gotta look at both sides of everything, right? Now, I'm not talking about the incident itself. We're more talking about who Deontay Wright, what that warrant was for in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
okay, so I got all this off of NBC News
Okay.
and Fox News.
Okay.
So, so both the police chief and Kim Potter, I believe. Yeah, they both obviously resigned.
Okay.
The police chief resigned, and the only reason why he resigned is because it was another officer involved shooting with another unarmed black man.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, he ain't gonna want to deal with that.
No,
so
I mean it's a lot.
He's gonna resign. So the warrant that Deontay Wright wrote now, according to NBC News, was a attempted armed robbery.
Okay.
Okay. According to witness testimony and victim testimony, that they were, for some reason, they were over these women's houses, right? They got dropped off there. They said they did not have anywhere to go, so they slept there. I'm guessing like somewhere in the living room for the night, right? Up in the morning, one of the young ladies goes and gets money to pay the rent. When she comes back, witness testimony says that he had a gun, and he was trying to take the money from her because he knew that she had it, the money for the rent. She says that Deontay Wright choked her twice, threatened to shoot her with the gun, and everything. Now the driver, they eventually left and they didn't get the money, so they eventually left. Police were called. They were driving a Cadillac, I believe. I forget the color, but they were driving a Cadillac. And
I think it was a white car.
A white Cadillac, I believe. And they drove away from the scene of the crime. Of course, later they were caught. He was convicted. He was released conditionally. Based upon he wasn't going to have any contact with the victims and any contact with any type of firearms or anything. So, and knowing that, I kind of feel like he knew if I get pulled over by the police, it's probably because I missed the court date or that I knew, like you would probably have a warrant.
And I agree with all that, but you can't justify killing him because I literally saw a man in Indiana. He beat up a state trooper and took his car, and when they caught up with him, they didn't shoot him. They tased him. They put him in handcuffs, and he had his day in court. I think the backstory is that Mr. Wright, he probably wasn't necessarily on the up and up. He probably wasn't a model citizen. You know what I mean? But I would rather see him in jail than have him be a martyr, or another face.
But let me ask you this. So let me be devil's advocate a little bit. We have to realize, even though it's not fair, there are different rules for black people when we interact with the police. It's not fair. It's not right. We are treated differently by police.
Yeah.
And that's just unfortunately what it is right now. So me knowing that, it's more important for me to go home than to be killed by a police officer that sometimes wants to make me comply just so that I survive that interaction.
Okay. Yeah,
right?
True.
So even if, because they even said like the court may have mailed the court information to the wrong address and everything, I understand that. But knowing the way the climate is with police officers interacting with people of color and things like that, it's just like, all right, when they interact with the police, I just want to go home. I want to be able to go home. So I got to be smart. Even though if I did commit the crime, I know I committed the crime. Ain't nobody trying to willingly go to jail. Yeah. Ain't nobody trying to do that. Yeah. And I'm not saying that like he had to just willingly go to jail. But I mean, if you do the crime, you got to do the time and face the consequences of that, right? So and we got to understand that not every black person who interacts with the police is innocent. You know what I mean?
It's not, and they not.
And they not.
And they not. But here's the thing: you're innocent to proven guilty. and you can't be proven guilty if you did.
Right.
But you know what I mean.
But at the same time, it's like I know I gotta know that like, all right, I'm a black man. I'm getting pulled over by a police officer who's probably gonna be white, probably 8 out of 10 times.
I mean, I feel like it'd be worse if it's black, because if a black police officer, they trying to prove a point to their white comrades.
And that's true. I think we still have a little bit some of that too.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of, to me, is like, it shouldn't be like that. And I understand it shouldn't be like that, but unfortunately, that's the way it is right now. So, and it's like if I had a son get put out of police, I'm gonna tell that little nigga to cooperate.
But you know, I see what you're saying, because like, even when let's take it beyond the police and black people.
Mm-hmm.
Say that right now, or say back in the day,
right.
black people was having a hard time getting corporate jobs.
Absolutely.
So what did black people do? They started building businesses. That's where you get the Black Wall Street and all those things like
mm-hmm.
that. You know what I mean? So you gotta adapt to your environment, because at the end of the day it's like, correctly, like, it shouldn't be like that, but even though that it's like this, you got to figure out how to move around.
You got to, you do. You got to adapt and overcome. And then a lot of times when black people want to have things change, sometimes you got to be the change.
You got to be the change. Like for instance, it was this guy on NBC or Fox, whatever, and he was saying that, you know, he decided to be the change of young black boys reading literature. So him and these the black people he was tutoring, they built a school,
mm-hmm.
and they enrolling people, teaching everything that private and public schools are not teaching black kids.
Right.
So again, he was the change. He didn't complain. He didn't ask nobody for money. He didn't do that. He was like, I see a problem. I'm attacking it my way. I don't need nobody help. I'm gonna do this how I'm gonna do it.
Right. And so you know, I think Kim Porter, the officer who shot Deontay Wright, I think that she has been charged with manslaughter, I believe. So I mean, we'll see.
What do that entail? I think I'm gonna look that up. What do manslaughter entail?
Right.
You know what I mean? What is the sentence? You know what I mean? I do believe her excuse was bogus.
Mm-hmm.
I do. One thing I do know about police officers, and I wanted to be a police officer, they deal with the worst people of society.
Oh yeah, the scum of the earth. That's people
They deal with the worst people of society. So that's the approach that they kind of take when they're interacting, because like, you don't have to be. It's no outfit for bums or for drug dealers or for rapists and stuff. So they gotta assume the worst out of you, expecting the best, or opposite, expecting the best out of you. I mean, hoping for the best out of you, but expecting the worst. Mm-hmm. So they got to be ready for any situations. Mm-hmm. Any situation. So it's definitely a hard job. It's definitely a hard job for a black man. It's definitely a hard job for a black woman. But once you realize, when you take that uniform off, you're just a black man. You're just a black woman. You're just a Latino man. And, you know, you're just an Asian man. You're just a white man. You know, that uniform is a job. But
there was, to prove that point, right? To prove that the people like to say there isn't prejudices and racism in this country. Here's a good example. I don't remember the politician's name, but he's a black Republican, and he was walking through the Capitol, right? Mm-hmm. Now he's a black Republican, a known politician. Mm-hmm. He's a Republican walking through, you know, the Capitol building. Why else would he be there? He's there because he's obviously probably trying to, you know, get a bill passed, having these meetings, some kind of work there. Like, nobody just goes to the Capitol unless you're trying to get like a tour or something. You know, nobody's gonna go to the Capitol just to be like, I just want to be here.
Yeah,
no, you're there for a reason, right?
Yeah.
So like he within the course of a year he got stopped six times by Capitol Police questioning who he was. Right?
6 times.
Six times in 1 year. Questioning who he was. And he's walking with his assistants and this and that, but you're still stopping him asking for his identification. He ain't stopping Nancy Pelosi.
No, you're not.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that's
you're not doing that.
Yeah, you're not.
But the black man is getting stopped and getting questioned in this. But he's, you know what I mean? It's just
and then he got to take that home to his family.
Yeah, it's more that it's like
that's a lot.
And I think that just speaks volumes. Like even the insurrection on the Capitol was like 99.25% Caucasian. Let's be honest.
That's the Caucasian Caucasus.
Boy, you know. But then Black Lives Matter is a domestic terrorist group. But what happened? But the Proud Boys can go up to the Capitol, and they're good-hearted patriots.
Yes.
Right. Well, man, if that isn't privilege, bro, I don't know what is. Like, to be completely honest with you, you know.
And then what? So we got this other situation about this 15-year-old black girl wielding a knife.
Ma'Khia Bryant, right?
Yeah.
Ma'Khia Bryant.
Yes.
That's I don't even know how much like I can even talk about that one just because there's like new stuff coming out about that. There's the police officer's body cam footage. There is another angle of footage that was recorded by one of the witnesses' phones.
And we're the type of brothers, we need all the information before we make a decision.
Yeah.
I know in the black community, sometimes we kind of jump to conclusions, you know, and stuff. But we need all the information because it's important. It's important for the setting, the tone of the situation, what happened, why she, because it was black on black. And if she would have stabbed that girl up in front of that police officer, that would have been attempted murder. You know what I mean? But you know, I got different feelings for that. For
one, like I feel terrible because it was a 15-year-old girl. Who lost her life.
Yes.
But then I have so many questions of why do we let each other fight each other? You know what I'm saying?
I know.
To the point where it's like I'm not saying that black people like we gotta be social justice warriors and be like, no brother, don't fight that other brother. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that, but I'm saying this is like, bro, if I see like if a fight going down, the police showing up, bro, I'm gonna be the advocate, like, all right, everybody needs to stop fighting right now, because the last thing you need is for a petty ass thing that happened, and now y'all want to fight, and then the police show up, and then one of y'all end up dead because the police are afraid to handle and interact with black men. You know, and
it's the same thing happened to that guy who got shot in the back like 12 times.
Yeah,
that was due over a fight. You know, he was actually trying to break it up. The police didn't know how to handle his aggression, so he said he going back in the car, bop, 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 bop. You know what I mean? So, and another a deeper situation to that is, why are our young black ladies fighting?
That's the thing. I mean,
why are you so masculine? Like that's a masculine thing. As a 15-year-old black woman. You're not even a woman. A young girl, you should not be fighting. You should think about what college you're going to. You should, you know what I mean?
Something different.
But you know, and of course, I don't know the circumstances around her life.
I don't understand the circumstances. We don't like. There's new stuff coming up. There's gonna be new stuff unfolding with that, like every day. So I think that's what we gotta be cognizant about. Like some of it's true, some of it's embellished. It's like, so what sources can we get to get that all say just about the same thing to get some of the truth? You know what I mean? Did I think that he had to shoot her? No. I think he could have tased her. To be quite honest with you. But at the same time, you know, somebody's running at you with a knife, and she wasn't necessarily maybe running towards the officer. I think she was still trying to get at that girl. But you see the police So just stop. There's no point.
You lost already.
You know,
everybody lost once the police come out.
Once the police come in, everybody lost because somebody's gonna go to jail.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna go to jail.
Yeah.
Especially if they see you fighting, one of y'all are gonna go to jail because they're gonna pick either one or both of you. Is gonna be like a mutual combat thing, and they'll be like, all right, so both of y'all are gonna go because I saw both of y'all getting at it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then.
Then you're gonna figure it out later.
They'll figure it out later out in court. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But being that as it may, we wanna jump more into a more lighter situation, which is sport talk.
Yes, sir. We're gonna get into the sports talk, and I think you got some interesting things about the NBA playoff picture.
Now, this is the first year that the NBA is going to is going into this like kind of like playoff or a tournament before the tournament, and I'm gonna break it down for you. Okay, so usually back in the day, prior to this year, you know, the first 8 seeds go to the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1 face number 8, blase blah blase blah. Mm-hmm. So now the NBA is trying to get more advertising time for lower seeds. Mm-hmm. So now what they're doing is a play-in and an elimination game. So the 7th and 8th seed is going to play a game, and the winner of that game is going to be the 7th seed, and the 9th and 10th seed is going to play a game, and the loser of that game is going to be eliminated. Okay. And the winner of that game is going to play the loser of the 7th and 8th game, and then that game determines who's going to be the 8th seed. How do you feel like that? How do you feel about that situation? Is it an attempt to get more revenue, or does it make more sense for you to do that?
It was always about money. Yeah. And if you deal with any kind of sports, NBA, NFL, FIFA, whatever, you know, it's always about bringing in them dollars. But so with that format, with that new playoff format, is that in the Eastern and Western Conference?
It's in the Eastern and Western across the board.
So it's not just overall. So it's not. What I always wished is that there wasn't no more Eastern and Western Conference. It was the top 16 teams out of the NBA. And if that's more Western Conference teams, the Eastern Conference teams, then it is what it is. GG, get better. You know what I mean? Now, honestly, I think the East is starting to be more competitive with the West. Yes. So I think that if we did a top 16 teams, right, and then we went that way, then I think that some of the playoffs games will be a little bit more inside. Like, I never watched the first round of playoffs.
Yes.
Because I never watched the first round.
I watched the 5th and 4th seeds in the first round playoffs because they're more equal to each other. Yeah. But I definitely don't watch the 1st and the 8th round. Yeah. But, you know, compared to this play-in situation, I feel like it's minute because no matter who they play, you playing the best 2 teams of your conference. Right. So the 17 always got to play the second place team, and the 8th seed always got to play the 1st seed. So no matter if you get played into the playoffs or not, you still finna get that ass whooped. Right. Basically.
So
you feel that deal.
So with the new playoff format with the 7th and the 8th seeds. So you said the 7th and top 6 teams in each conference qualify for the playoffs.
Yeah.
Okay. And so the 7th and the 8th seeds will play each other in like a tournament style kind of thing. So
7th through the 10th.
7th through the 10th seed. Okay, so 7th through the 10th seeds
to finalize the last two.
The last 2
seeds.
So to be included in that top 6? Oh, no, because there's 8 seeds. Yeah. Okay, so the top 6 don't have to play in the tournament then. No. So they're already in. Yep. So then 7 through 10, they will have to play each other to say this is the 7th seed and this is the 8th. I kind of do like that.
You do?
Yeah, I kind of do like that because, I mean, it kind of gives you the avenue to have more of a Cinderella moment with certain teams.
Yes. You know that's what I mean? Only if you get to the championship.
That's only if you get to the championship.
That's only you get to the champ. To me, I feel like it should be like the NCAA. You play everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You play everybody, and it's not a series.
Right.
One game, take all.
One and done.
One and done. So that's a true Cinderella. Because one great team can have an off game, and that's when you get Butler or Davidson. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All those.
We ain't finna do that, though. They ain't finna do that. Not at all. Because, in the playoff, that's where they make their money. So if I can extend a first round game and get more people to watch, more views on that series, and now that series is heating up and getting good, you know what I'm saying? People gonna be watching, streaming, going to the games and stuff like that more. Getting inspired to buy jerseys and stuff.
The appeal of the seventh game. But so with this saying that, let's talk about the big three in each conference. Okay. So right now, as it stands, in the East, Philly is the number 1 seed. Milwaukee is the second, followed by Brooklyn. Who do you feel like will come out of the East? Who do you feel like the best teams out of those big three?
I think Brooklyn will make some noise just because of James Harden and Kevin Durant.
But I mean, James Harden just got injured again. Yeah, definitely.
Oh wow.
I will bank my hat on Giannis.
Giannis, okay.
I just don't believe in Philly. Philly had an opportunity. The year that the Raptors won the championship, they had the opportunity to do what they had to do. They say trust the process. They're the number 1 seed. They're doing good, but it's something about them that I think they're gonna.
You don't think they got that? You don't think they got that fire to really push it to the next level?
Yeah. I think they're gonna find a way to lose.
Find a way to.
I think they're gonna find a way to lose, bro.
I think you can never. I think Giannis is at the point in his career where you can never count him out of the playoffs.
True.
I think I didn't even know James Harden was injured. So with James Harden being injured, you still got KD though.
Yeah, you got KD and
Kyrie. I don't think Kyrie has the heart anymore though. To be honest with you, he's in that whole weird thing about even Isaiah made comments like earlier in the season like. Kyrie has become one with the game and all this and that, blah, 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 burning sage up and like all that. That still ain't going to help you win a championship. No. Let's be honest. LeBron placed you in the position to win a championship. I don't care if you hit that big three or not. You were there because of LeBron James. Yeah. But that's no here nor there. Let the haters say what they got to say in the comments.
Yes.
You played with one of the greatest players to ever step on the court. So,
yes. True. True. I second that motion.
I think that Blake Griffin is just there. He is playing good, I guess, but I think Blake Griffin is just there.
I think the appeal of Marcus Aldridge would have been better than Blake Griffin because Marcus Aldridge is a traditional big man. He got long arms. He can rebound. He can give you putbacks. You know what I mean? It's a break from DeAndre Jordan because DeAndre Jordan played heavy minutes. I just don't feel like this Brooklyn team is built for the playoffs.
I think it's that situation. You remember when the Patriots had that stacked team with Randy Moss?
Oh, yeah, they went like 19-0 or something like that.
Yeah, they were trying to go undefeated, but they still lost. I feel like it's kind of like that. I feel like it's kind of like that. I think, you're building up this team so you can make this run. I'm not faulting them for that. Yeah. But, I mean, it's like, okay. I think James Harden sometimes is taken for granted about, how good he truly is. Same thing I feel like Russell Westbrook is undervalued. Yes. He's about to probably gonna pass. Was it Oscar Robertson for the most triple doubles?
I double checked that.
Yeah, I think he's probably gonna pass him. You know what I mean, it's like that's nothing to sniff at. But it's like, are these the type of players like that will be great but never get a chip? Like Russell Westbrook, at this point in his career, could he's one of my favorite point guards.
Yes.
Is he at a point in his career where it's just like, okay, am I going to win a championship within the next 5 years before I retire? Like, I could.
He needs to go to the Knicks.
The Knicks?
He needs to go to the Knicks.
Well, the Knicks haven't been good since I was born.
They the fifth seed right now.
They're the fifth seed.
Well, hold on, then you had Carmelo Anthony and all that.
Don't get me started.
Okay, all right. We ain't gonna do it. We ain't gonna do that. That's another show. That's another show. But let's switch it over to the Western Conference. So we got Phoenix on top with the number 1 spot. No, Jazz. The Jazz has the number 1 spot. Phoenix is the second, and then the LA Clippers is the third. Mm-hmm. Do LA have what it takes to overcome?
Paul George still on the Clippers? No.
No. PG. No.
Paul George chokes in the playoffs. And honestly, I think if Kawhi would have stayed in Toronto, he probably could have done a back-to-back with that Toronto team. Yeah. Because they had a lot of players show up in the playoffs. And I think if he would have stayed and they would have added a few more little pieces here and there, I think they could have won another one.
Yeah. Now, I will say this. We got to give kudos to CP3. Wherever he goes, he produces a winning team. Mm-hmm. He produces a winning. He's
gonna be another one of those players. I think they'll never get a ring though.
You think so?
Yeah.
I would love to see him get a ring.
I would love to see him get a ring.
I would love to see him get a ring. I would love to see.
Because where's he at right now? Phoenix.
Phoenix. Yes.
I don't know. Because how old is he? He's definitely like in his 30s now.
Yeah, he's in his early 30s. Early 30s.
Yeah. I don't know. I hope he proves me wrong, but I just don't see it. Like, he's a fantastic player. It's like, I don't know.
I think he would have won a ring already if they didn't block that trade when he was supposed to go to the Lakers. Because it was supposed to be him, Kobe, and Paul Gasol. They would have won a ring. He would have got Kobe his 6th. But, nonetheless, the surprise of the bunch is the Jazz. They're number 1. Donovan Mitchell is playing out of his mind. Mm-hmm. He is doing his thing. They number 1 in defense in the NBA. Mm-hmm. Like they are balling right now. And here's the thing: the Jazz has a history of going to the finals but not winning the championship. Mm-hmm. Do you think they could get over that hump?
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like when the playoffs is, it's different.
It is.
It's a new season. Like teams are trying to come. Teams are literally trying, especially the top dog. You know what I mean? Yeah. Teams are trying to come rip your head off, man.
Yeah.
You know. So I think it just depends. Will they? I don't think they'll get put out early though.
I think they can make the Western Conference Finals.
I think it comes from who's going to have a better bench team, or who they play,
or who stay healthy through the playoffs.
Who stays healthy, and more importantly, because when Donovan Mitchell sits down, who he's going to have to, especially in the playoffs. You're going to play the most you can, but sometimes you're going to sit down. And I feel like teams like the Lakers. I feel like Lakers have a really good bench, which is the reason why they maintain that 5th seed. Yeah. Through the injuries of LeBron James and.
Do you think the Lakers can make it back?
So
let's check this out. LeBron's suffering from a high ankle sprain right now. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Right.
Anthony Davis just came back. He was a little bit rusty in his first game back, but he did put up some decent numbers to make you like, okay, he's still the AD.
Yeah.
That we we all know and love. Mm-hmm. LeBron is scheduled to be back somewhere in the middle of next month. Mm-hmm. So he can get the rust off, or Frank Vogel said, he could be waiting to the first round. Do you think they?
Keep going.
Do you think they have enough in the tank to get past the first round? Because being the 5th seed, that means you gotta play the 4th seed, and the 4th seed is not a scrub.
Right.
That's the Denver Nuggets.
And
they have Jokic.
Jokic.
They have
That's a bad
Eric
man.
Gordon. They have Harrison. Man, Harrison, man,
it's definitely. Yeah. I think LeBron would have to be back.
Yeah.
Like for that first seed.
Yeah.
The benefits him. He will have rest. The question is, I don't think really anytime LeBron comes off an injury, the question of rust, I don't think is really that much of an issue. I think because it depends on what kind of game LeBron's going to play. Like if he knows he's rusty or something, like I think he's more willing to set up his teammates and make more of a defensive front.
And I think that's why LeBron James is the GOAT. And
get meaningful buckets, you know what I mean?
LeBron James can do more with less. So what I mean about that is he could bring out his post up game and be effective. He could bring out his his passing game, be effective. He don't have to shoot threes. He don't have to dunk. It's in his arsenal.
I think they built a very good team, Lakers team. Like even if they don't make it like this year because of the unfortunate happenings of injuries and stuff, though. I think they'll be able to do something next year.
Okay.
I think that the Lakers, could they make it past the first round? I never doubt LeBron, so I'm gonna say they're gonna make it past the first round.
Yeah.
Never doubt LeBron. Yeah. I'm sorry.
I mean, I to be honest with you, I truly feel like they're gonna make it to the Western Conference Finals because my thing is, you can't tell me nothing about the champions until you knock them off.
Yeah.
You're going to have to prove that to me.
Yeah.
That's why I feel like Tampa Bay is going to do their thing.
Tampa Bay.
But with this saying that, let's talk about the MVP race because it's been an interesting season.
Yes, it is.
We got 2 centers in the number 1 and the number 2 spot of the MVP race. And that hasn't happened in.
I was going to ask you if that ever happened.
That haven't happened in a long time. It happened before.
And Nikola Jokic.
Jokic is the top. It's the front runner. He's averaging about 27, 12 rebounds and about 9 assists per game. So he almost averages a triple double for a big man.
That's impressive.
Like he's a versatile guy.
It really is. He really is. I think it's good to see centers like that have like the stature of being like a center. You know what I mean?
Yes,
and ball out like a Shaq type of center.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like these dudes are huge.
Yes.
So I mean,
and Jokic, he be in that paint, throwing straight,
throwing
dimes, bro.
And I think that's what I like to see. As a center, it's like like both of these guys could hit threes and stuff and do all that.
But they dominate that paint.
But when they get in the paint, you know what I'm saying? I'm a center, move out my way. Yeah. I'm going, I'm laying it up.
What about Joel Embiid and the improvement that he showed? Because his stats is, he averaged 30 points and 11 rebounds per game this year. This is the best of his career.
This is the best season he's had, I think, since he came to the league.
So it's no surprise that the Philadelphia is number 1 overall.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But within that, this is something that I knew that was going to have to happen. Ben Simmons had to have a step back in his role in order for him to do this.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, yes, Ben Simmons, you're the point guard. You keep the team going, but that means you can't score as much as you used to, because Embiid is just a more dominant presence. Mm-hmm. He can do more with less. He can get more easy buckets.
Right.
Until Ben Simmons, of course, develop a 3-point shot, and then of course he's gonna be like a little LeBron.
Yeah, I think the next player that's gonna really jump off, who's already doing it, is Overway on the Mavs, man.
Doncic?
Dragic or something like that.
Luka Doncic.
Luka.
Luka.
I think Luka is, that dude is insane.
Yes.
He is insane.
The great white hope.
And he loves playing.
Hey. I don't know. Every time I see him playing, he reminds me of Larry Bird a little bit.
The thing is when he plays like, not to like slight him, he plays like a kid.
Yes.
You know, to the point where he really enjoys playing
the game.
Basketball. Like he loves the game.
That,
and you can see that. You can see that like when he's playing.
And you know all the great ones started off like that. LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, KD, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson always played with a smile on his face. Always played with a smile on his face. All right, and the third and final, this is my favorite, my personal favorite because he representing for the light-skinned brothers.
Chef Curry.
Chef Curry.
With the pot.
He's averaging 31 points a game. 6 rebounds, 6 assists.
Insane.
He just went on a tear where he had a 53-point game, a 49-point game, and then a 44-point game with like 9 threes. Crazy, bro. Like he came off a hellacious injury.
Yes.
He came off a bad injury, and the fact that he could perform the way he did, it really shows you that his dedication and his hard work is really unmatched. Only person you could put on his same level is LeBron James, because LeBron James just happened to be a freak of nature. But what you think about Curry, man? What do you think about his chance of winning? Because he already won 1 or 2.
He was he won 1. He was unanimous in that one.
Yeah.
I don't know if he won a second.
I don't think he did. I don't think he did.
I think, will he win MVP? No, I don't think he's gonna win. I think it's either gonna be. I think it's gonna be Joker.
You think it's gonna be Joker?
I think it's gonna be Joker. I don't know if Embiid has enough to propel that team through the playoffs.
Okay.
I don't know if Embiid and Simmons have enough. You know what I'm saying? But I think Joker is.
You know, he'll be the first MVP international player since Steve Nash.
Yeah. I think Joker has a very good chance of winning.
No. Let me take that back.
Giannis is an MVP.
Giannis won the MVP.
The Greek Freak.
So the Greek Freak. Hey, they balling overseas. They got ballers.
They definitely do.
They got ballers. You know what I mean? The world is catching up to America when it comes to this basketball game.
That's very much true.
Yeah, and then before we wrap it up, I just want to get your prediction on who's winning the championship.
The Lakers.
The Lakers.
They're winning it all. LeBron James, number 5. Even I don't care what seed they are right now. I never count LeBron. It's like I never count out Tom Brady. You know what I mean?
I feel as it's going to be the Lakers and Milwaukee, and I feel like the Lakers will edge over Milwaukee.
If it's Lakers versus Milwaukee, the Lakers will win. Yeah. Because that team only has Giannis. Let's be cool. I feel like...
Well, they got Drew Holiday now. He's been balling.
Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. That's fine. That's right. She's still the number 2 seed in the East.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? And honestly, I think if you look at the West, like being the 5th seed in the West is almost like being the 3rd seed in the East at this point, comparatively with competition. I feel like
I'm not gonna say that because I love the East.
I know I love the East too, but like the Pacers suck. So
and my Bulls suck. My Bulls suck right now. Boy.
I mean, I don't have I don't really have a stake in the East. That's why I'm a fan of players.
Yeah,
I just need the Pacers to do better. But until they do, where if they ever do. But that's where we're going to end that. Pacers do better. Go LeBron. Tampa Bay. This is Cecilia, your brother. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll be uploading this video very soon. And as always, stay gold. Peace out.
Peace out. And remember, let us know what you want to hear next.
Yes.
We have tons of content that we're putting out, that we're working very hard for you guys. So, tell us, hey, email us at what's the email, bro?
Put me on the spot here. Oh, in the man cave at gmail.com.
In the man cave at gmail.com. All right. So hit us up. Peace.
Peace out.